It's time for another Teddy Talks ASMR video. My name is Teddy, and I'm talking in an ASMR style. So today I am making ASMR in my favorite color. My hat right now is my favorite color. Can you guess what that color is? I've also tried to light myself in that color. I could have said ASMR with my favorite color, but I thought in kind of like a font or a shade was more fun. Trying to literally bask myself in my favorite color. So, I'm trying to think of other things that are the same color. Maybe the sun. There might be some animals in this color. I know there's a very popular sport that uses a ball in this color. So, I'm going to count down from 3, and when I gesture to you, I want you to try to guess my favorite color. 3, 2, 1. If you guessed orange, then you would be correct. So, orange is my favorite color. Orange. And before I go any further, I want you to tell me, what is your favorite color? And why would you defend it to the death? I feel like we don't mess around with our favorite color. I don't know about you. My favorite color has never, ever changed. It's never changed. And I don't know if we make it a part of our personality or if we feel like we can't change it, even though I've met people whose favorite color has changed. As I'm making these videos, I'm kind of trying out different hand triggers, I guess, sounds. So if I'm ever pausing to do that, I'm just gonna trying some things out. But since orange is my favorite color and I'm doing ASMR in my favorite color, I have some items that I will be using to make ASMR in my favorite color. They are various shades of orange. So, why is orange my favorite color before we get into the triggers and the sounds that I have? So, I think I like orange because it does tend to be a little more of a cheerful color. I've never seen a sad sunset. Orange is pretty vital to sunsets. I just feel like, one of the easiest things you can paint or draw is a sunset. So when I was younger, you best believe that I was always pulling out the orange. You see a lot of orange in the sun itself. Don't stare at the sun. But there's that. Basketball. I mentioned that earlier. I used to play a lot of basketball. Especially when I was younger, and even now. Whenever I get a chance to play basketball with people, students, other coworkers, friends, I'm playing with my favorite color because the basketball is orange. I just remembered I painted my room orange actually. My mom and I painted it like a basketball, so we painted it. Got the brush out. And painted my room orange. And then we put a black stripe around it, like the line on the ball. And I remember my mom, she said, "Are you sure you want to do that?" Which is probably a good question to ask a child if they want to paint their room orange. But her reasoning was, might not be able to fall asleep because of how bright the orange was. It was a very bright orange. It wasn't even like a chic orange. It was bright. I never even explained where I'm at, but we'll talk about that in another video maybe. This video is all about orange. That would actually be a really good title, but I think I want to still title it ASMR, my favorite color. So we have various items, and take this as my video essay as to why orange is the best color. First item. Let's see if I can actually have it show up. I think like that. We have a lighter. Now, I don't know why I have duct taped this lighter. I don't know. I'm always knocking things over, and you haven't seen that because I've cut it out. But that is apparently a personality trait that I possess. So, why an orange lighter? Well, first of all these things are just laying around my apartment, and I kind of ran out of orange things to actually use for sounds. So, do with that what you will. Maybe orange isn't my favorite color. No, it definitely is. But, lighting candles. So, flames are orange, and when you light a candle... Alright, my phone just vibrated and scared the ever-loving life out of me. As I was saying, you can light a candle, and the flame from that candle is most likely going to be orange or yellow, and it might have a tinge of blue to it. I am going to silence my phone, and I'll be right back to light this candle. I am back to light the candle. Also, the reason I have the microphone kind of set up like this is just so you can still see me, and I can like do the triggers. I have some space in front of me, obviously. You might not be able to hear me as well as in the other videos, but I will try my best to do some post-editing on it. But we're focusing on the orange of it all. Alright, let me light this candle. I was not expecting it to crackle. Obviously, the candle is now orange. That's nice, though. Okay, that's a little too smoky. I would love to do a candle ASMR, but I'm running out of candles right now. As I go through these items, if I think of something orange or like a time of year that makes me happy that I associate with the color orange, I will just ramble on about it. But let's play with the lighter a little bit more. So we're going to play with the lighter for a second before I bring out some other things. Alright, so like I said, I'm just going to ramble about the color orange as I see fit. What's funny is if you were to see my classroom, there's a lot of orange things, because for some reason there's like blue accent walls, and that's what the flame kind of reminded me. There's like the orange, maybe the yellow right there, and then the blue. What I like about orange is all the compliments and even like all the So, orange and blue on the color wheel don't really go along, like they cancel each other out. But I feel like when you see it next to something in nature like that, it's cool. I think it looks really good together. And also like the walls of my classroom, like they're blue, and then there's not really a lot of other color. So when I came in, I have like signs with my name and like items that are orange. My mom made a clipboard with my name on it that's orange. It's kind of funky, but it's not ugly in my opinion. Maybe you would find it ugly, I don't know. But yeah, the other color combination. So I mentioned that black is the absence of color and white is all the colors at once. Now, I've never ever been a science teacher or an art teacher. I just teach reading, so color theory is not my forte. However, black and orange, what is the science behind us liking it together? But also, I associate black, orange, and purple with Halloween. I associate orange with fall. I don't know what my favorite season is, but fall. Halloween. I associate orange, purple, and black all together. So I see a lot of orange, obviously, in the fall. When people get excited about Halloween or the changing colors of the leaves and the trees are orange. There are pumpkins. I don't know, things are changing. Obviously I love it because orange is my favorite color, so how could I not be happy in the fall? I think I was debating, like, is summer or fall my favorite? Because I also like the winter, but the winter doesn't really have a color, and in the winter everything is white, or it's like brown. And if you live in Minnesota, white snow, it doesn't stay white for long. I don't know. But like winter, it's just like white snow, and then the snow turns brown, and then it all gets washed away, and then it snows again, and it's like that for a while. I can tell you my least favorite season is spring, because you never know when it's actually going to get nice, and you can never dress appropriately, because in the morning, if you try to stay warm, you'll be dying in the afternoon. And if you wear something for the afternoon, you're going to be freezing. So, okay, fall, color orange. I don't really have like anything crazy orange right now. I did just do like a big purge of clothing, and I'm pretty sure I got rid of some things that were orange. But I thought black would be kind of nice against the backdrop. So, do you know what time it is? It's time for me to move on to the next item. So I will be back in 1 second. But yeah, orange is my favorite color, and I would like to know yours if you leave it down below. And let's go on to the next one. So one way I relax after a long day is doing skincare or just trying to maintain myself. I'll make a whole video on it, but taking care of yourself is important, especially in the role that I have on the daily. One thing that I like to do after a long day is put on some smoothing body serum, and the bottle is orange. Also, this is kind of a good example. Different shades of orange. So what I like about orange is you can add it to anything to slightly brighten it up besides blue. But there is kind of like this faded orange on my hat. I've had this since I was literally a child. Well, maybe not a child, but like since high school. There's the orange of this bottle that's kind of like a salmon. Pink and orange are really fun to play with. They're in the sunset, but this is like a pink. This is like is like your mom's skincare, in my opinion. And what I've learned is, and I'll talk about this in a later video, I think I'll try to film myself doing a skincare routine. Go slow. You need to be nice to your skin. You should, don't have to do too much, but show it a little love and love yourself in that moment as you're going to putting it on. It's a good time to listen to your ASMR, maybe. I've listened to ASMR during skincare. Or maybe repeat a little mantra to yourself. Whether you do your skincare in the morning or at night. But that was kind of a fun little hint of a video. But really, I just wanted to bring the bottle in here because of that salmon pink aspect. Also, again, I just hold things weird. I can't hold anything normal, and I know that it's not weird. But in all my videos so far, I'm trying not to drop it. I've made that clear. That's a personality trait. And because of where I'm at, I'm just trying to, not do that. Anyway, let's move on to our next item. Okay, so for my next orange item, orange item, orange, maybe I could write that on the screen, O-R-A-N-G-E, orange, O-R-A-N-G-E, 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 O-R-A-N-G-E. So orange. This is a pen. I wanted to include a pen in this video. The click on this one is very it's not annoying. The click on this pen is not annoying. Some pens and stuff click very, have some higher frequencies. This one is very dull. It's dull and orange, and it's a pretty pen. This one in particular is a Papermate. It's kind of a thin tip. Great pen. Obviously, I've held on to it for a while, but ideally I'd show you what it looks like on paper, but I can't do that right now. I cannot do that. But as far as orange goes, anything in orange as far as markers, crayons, artwork that uses orange, I'm gonna be into probably. I like orange for feedback. They tell you not to use a red pen because people associate red with negative, especially when you give them feedback. So orange is, not too far away from red, but it's a little more cheerful. Well, maybe if you make it cheerful, if you're getting bad feedback in orange, maybe you don't care what color it is. Alright, let's move on to our next orange item. The next orange item I have is a pair of scissors. These are just not any scissors. This is a more pale orange. Also, I never mentioned the lighting probably makes these look different than they actually are. So we'll talk about whatever that was in a second, but when I was kind of getting items ready for this video, I almost didn't include these because I thought that the sound wasn't good. But now I'm seeing that, well, not seeing, I am hearing that I think it sounds okay. Yeah. So I was workshopping some ideas. You could probably tell by how many times I mentioned I was like working on things. And I want to preview a little video idea, pulling away some negative energy. So I was thinking, what if I, breathe in and pull some negative energy away from you? And then I snip it. And then I blow it away. Over there. So my idea, again, was that I would breathe in and pull that energy away. I would snap. And then I would breathe it out to push it away. Way over there, way over there. So that was a fun idea, but I have a different pair of scissors I will do that with. These bears. Guys, it's a Sunday morning. I'm still waking up with my coffee, but this pair of scissors, very useful. I use this orange item all the time. They are very small, and the ends I can get into things that are super tight, like things that are tied, or shoelaces, or zip ties, or things taped together, or really intense things I'm cutting out. These are, how does anybody do the hand thing? I don't get it. But these are the OG. These are OG Superstar. I think this might be one of the first pairs of scissors I bought when I started teaching. So we are coming up on the last few items. Don't worry, we still have a couple, and knowing me, we'll be rambling for a second. The next item I have is a orange stress ball. Now, I said I'm a high school special education reading teacher. I know a thing or two about stress balls, and I know a thing or two about fidgets. Now, don't jump me for saying this, but I will always prefer a stress ball over a fidget. If you want to fight me, that's okay, but just listen to me, right? Everybody does stuff differently. This is just a stress ball. This one is actually very special. I think it was a little more expensive, and it came in a pack. It's a Specs stress ball. I actually it won't make noise if I put it on the camera, but okay. So, I love stress balls for me, right? Do you see how squishy that is? And this will not break unless you cut into it. I would never cut the stress ball. But sometimes after a long day, you're just squeezing it. If you've ever had a stressful day at work or a class period, I might be behind my desk squeezing it, or I roll it too, this, dough. And it's not like Play-Doh, it does not have a smell. So why stress balls over fidgets? I think fidgets do too much, and they're too loud and distracting if they're clicking, or I don't think things are shifting on it. This will not unless you're throwing it around, it's not going to be super distracting to other people. But also, I love the color. So that's why it's in the video, but I just had to rant for a second. I'm also excited to be getting into more rambles and stuff. I'm glad I didn't hop into it right away. I kind of had some introduction stuff, and I had a fun little time at the park, if you saw my second video. But my rambles, the things that I really want to ramble about that I talked about in the very first video, what's coming, and I'm very excited that I've waited just a second. So I have a couple different things to ramble about, and also I'll talk about where I'm at in probably another video. If you're a subscriber or you kind of hang out for a second, you'll find out. Because I would love to talk about where I'm at. But yeah, that was kind of a mini ramble with an orange item, a mini ramble with an orange item. Okay, I've never done that before. That sounds really good. That sounds really good. I'm trying not to neglect the ears. Either one, trying not to neglect either one, because I've started listening back to these and I think I've done a good job so far of going back and forth, and I don't want to have a video where I just lean to one side and neglect an ear, because most people have two, so I'm trying to hit the quota. Alright, let's move on to the next item. Alright, we have two more items that are orange, or kind of orange, and then we have a spray of the day still. Don't get it twisted, we're not at school right now, but we still have a spray of the day. Oh my gosh, guys, I just realized the stress ball, like, burst, kind of, as I was doing that. I would still recommend getting a stress ball like that, but apparently I've been too stressed and I've like broken it. Okay. I guess it's not relaxing because I'm kind of covered in sticky gunk and I'm not even sure what to call it, but it gives me a sticky finger, so that's cool. Okay, I would like to finish the rest of the video before I head out. So I will talk about these orange triggers. This is I just want to make sure I say it right. A Carhartt. It's a Carhartt hat, and it's an hunting orange. Blaze orange is what they call it, I think. Blaze orange, blaze orange, blaze orange, blaze orange, hunting orange. Again, associate this with fall. Guys, I love that neon hunting blaze orange. Now, the hat does not really make any sound, so I'm not gonna do too many triggers with it. It's just gonna act like a little shoulder accessory, but I would put it on, but I'm gonna wear it in another video, I think. Not soon, but just on a day, on a random video, you'll see it in a thumbnail. Sometimes I just do that when I can't think. I wish I could do that in real life. Just pause. Okay. So this hat. This is more of like a summer hat. I wear it to the gym. This is like my favorite hat of all time, and it's falling apart, but people tell me that makes it look rustic. And sometimes I get made fun of for it, but I don't care. I'm not, at least it's not, in a landfill somewhere. This hat though, I wear when, like, after Halloween. It's usually when it gets to be the winter. Sometimes at school, if it's freezing, I'll wear a hat. I don't believe in wearing hats at school. It's like my life depends on it. Like, I do not want to wear a hat at school. And we'll get into that in another video. That's a whole other thing, but yeah, if I'm freezing, my comfort is a priority. Sorry, but sometimes I wear this at school because it's freezing, and I'm pretty sure you lose a lot of heat out of your head and your feet, right? So I will wear my blaze orange. I guess that's a beanie. Do we still call it that? I don't know, but very nice. It keeps me warm, and people make jokes about me going hunting, and I think that's really funny. And then I tell them orange is my favorite color, and no one cares. They're just like, okay, see the letters on it, and it's kind of crinkly. I'm not sure how that'll pair with my sticky situation from my orange stress ball that burst. Oh, I never talked about that. I'm filming in photo booth, and they added some weird update where if I do certain things, those like emojis pop up, and I'm not a fan, but it could be a fun video idea to try to get them to pop up. Okay. This will probably look correct when I post it, but it says, "Fly Ted, see the world, Ted, part of United." I'm pretty sure that I was given these as a child. So I guess United Airlines, which is an airline in the United States, I don't know if they're global or whatever, but I think that they used to have like a segment or like some program called TED. And that's kind of cool that it's in orange, the font is. And my name is Teddy Talks ASMR. We will not be flying in today's video. The back of these says, "Did you know that every time you fly TED, you can earn miles toward a flight on United?" So obviously it was like a program, but it's no more, hasn't been around in forever. There's what I just read. There's what I just read. Kind of a fun orange trigger, but not much else I can do with it. So I'm going to set it down. So it's time for spray of the day, spray of the day, spray of the day, spray of the day. It's time for spray of the day. In the orange lighting, while doing ASMR, my favorite color, with some orange items. Alright, spray of the day is another Bioma banger. It's also in an orange bottle. It's this guy right here. This is the Bioma Balancing Face Mist. Bioma Balancing Face Mist. If you're new to Spray of the Day for some reason, it's just a segment on my channel where I have a spray. Normally, it's a spray that I use in my classroom to make it a little more inviting and comfortable. But we're not always at school, because I did say that I have a life outside of that too. So, this is kind of the first video where I haven't really focused on anything educational or relating to teaching. And speaking of that, the spray. So this is not a room fragrance, guys. Do not spray this. Don't spray room fragrances on your face. But this is for your face, and it is orange, which is why I picked it. The other thing that I put on my face was a serum, and very nice, very lovely. It smells like mom's skincare, but it's just nice. Like, I feel so very at peace and zen, and yeah, it's kind of hard to describe it, but I never set out to make skin description ASMR. Anyway. Okay, that's kind of a cool sound if I just like rub it. This is a face mist for your face, and it is soothing, so it's supposed to kind of quiet down redness and kind of be the final step before you go to work for the day, go out and have an adventure, or go to bed. So, like I said, it's Sunday morning. For me, when I'm filming this, I will probably put this out on Monday. I'm guessing it'll be Monday's video for the week. So, let's spray. It sounds like a very boxy spray, like, and you do really have to, like, spray that much. So for spray of the day, I always talk about, like, the bottle, why I spray it? What's the objective? I do use this one a lot, obviously, not in a room, but on my face. I know I've mentioned that a lot already. But I say that because I also talk about like how well it sprays, and Bioma, if you're listening, invest in a better sprayer because it's very like choppy. It's a chopped kind of sprayer. Like you have to really like. I feel like I'm wasting product with how much I spray, but I need to cover my face with it. And if you go far away, it's too much of like a dense spray, so you lose a lot of the product. I don't know. I don't think you can even see it show up on camera when I do that. Make sure that settles in. Because I spray a little bit on you. I'm going to spray 2 more. That's all you get because I don't want to spend more money on this product. I don't want to waste the product and then have to go out and spend more. So, last but not least, I want to include my hat. My hat in this video because it's been the longest like orange item I've ever owned. You are going to see crazy hair and you are going to see that on my head. But listen to how that sounds. This hat has lasted through many a situation and many a gym workout and many a friend hangout. And guess what? If I never started this channel, I would never know how nice it sounds. And ASMR. If I never started this channel, you would not know how crazy my hair looks after putting it in the hat. Again, being very careful to not hit the microphone. As I wrap up this video, I'm gonna keep just tapping and scratching and stuff. So, just in the nature of being honest, I'm tired of like trying to be like making the most perfect ASMR video. It's gonna turn out good regardless because it's me, you know. Like I'm having fun and I can edit stuff and I can make it sound good, so it's gonna sound good no matter what. But I wanted to be honest and say, this is the second day I filmed this because it was not going my way yesterday. And everything is a learning experience. Lesson for the day is you can always come back and just keep going. So, try again. There is opportunity the next day or the next night. And I say that because, it just wasn't going my way. I tried other ideas last night. I deleted everything I did. And I hopped in here this morning and I did not stop filming. So everything that you saw in the video just happened. No matter there was a mistake, no matter if I was close enough to the microphone, I just kept going. If you do a little bit each day, it adds up to be a lot. And that's such annoying advice to hear when you're down in the dumps. But I refer to that a lot, and I have to remember that it's true for me too. And if I'm not taking my own advice, it's not advice that I should be giving. So, as we continue on with the channel and with the videos, I'll continue to give my thoughts and opinions and feelings and rambles, and I'm very excited. Just expect some more videos in this space. usually sprinkle that like in like it's like when I transition and I'm not doing triggers or whispering or thinking, I'm thinking about how grateful I am for comments and subscribers and likes and just feeling like someone's watching. But at the same time, I was talking yesterday to someone and I said that I like this because it makes me get off my phone. I'm not on my phone. When I'm doing this, I'm in my own thoughts in my mind, and maybe as I progress with this channel, I will regain some sense of control and direction, and I don't know, some grasp of my own thoughts and self, and my sense of direction as far as beginning and ending a video, which I think is a great spot for me to end. Do you know what time it is? It's time for me to head out. This was doing some ASMR in my favorite color, with some orange triggers. Orange, my favorite color. It's a Sunday morning. I'm bathing in orange light, with some orange triggers. Well, I was doing that, and I'm not. I'm gonna go. Anyway, if you said that it's time for me to head out, you would be correct. So, have a good one, have a good week, and I will see